Yeah, so we had our physicals. You know, we get sunburn and stuff like that, but I always have shirts on, kind of thing. But you got your freckles, so I asked him. I was like, "Hey, can you just take a peek?" This is Dr. Goldstein, who I guess the Royals have worked with for a long time. And he said, I don't love that one. So went and got I guess it was biopsy, but it's basically they took out majority, I think, of the issue the first try. Found out within a couple days that it's melanoma, and then that was Monday a week ago. Called him, agent, wife, first call. Obviously that was not the funnest one, but kind of got my ducks in a row, and I was like, do we have to do this now? Do we wait? And he basically said it's a 99% chance that you're good, but there's 1%. So literally next day, 11 o'clock, I was in, and Dr. Carol Chin did the procedure. She was great, and 40 stitches right here, basically the length of my trap right here. They went in, got everything out. Everything came back from that negative, so we're basically we're in the clear, other than stitches healing at this point. Now it's a little more me being on top of it. Checking myself probably a little more than I would have. And who knows? Now somebody else might. They might go get checked when they wouldn't have, which that could be. In my case, it's great. Like I asked Doc, I was like, hey, could we wait 6 months maybe till the season's over? And he said, you could. Is it worth it? No. And so that was kind of the decision I had to make. It was week 1 of camp, week 2. I pitched the day, so that Monday I found out I pitched because I'm like, well, I'm gonna be on the shelf for a minute, so might as well go do what I'm here to do. And now we're here and looking to play catch today, and hopefully that goes smooth. We can get back into some games quick here.
Is this good?
I was just going to ask to clarify so this was like pitchers and catchers report day when you were getting your physicals?
Yeah, that first week, whatever that date was, we were here for a couple days, and we went across the way there to get our physicals. And like I said, Dr. Goldstein, he's I guess pretty well known in his field, and I just said, hey Doc, could you check these out, kind of thing. Like, didn't think much of it, and he just was like, I don't like that. And here we are, which I'm incredibly grateful for. It's like I said, when I asked about waiting, he's like 6 months is, we can't make any promises, kind of thing. So, I'm grateful.
You said didn't think much of it. I wonder, in a broader sense, like, is this ever even on your radar screen, like, to think about such a thing?
Yeah, only because both my parents had cancer.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, so particularly my dad had melanoma, so I've somewhat aware, but nothing. There was nothing physical. It was just a spot. So it's I try to avoid this part, but yeah. So it was one where it was just a simple, like, it looked a little different than the rest at one point. So I was like, you know what? See what he says. Like I said, now we're here, so grateful, I think, is the best word.
Are you comfortable speaking about your parents?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's just it's a nerve.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, they both. My mom had breast cancer, passed away in 12, and then my dad passed away in 21. So
yeah, sorry, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, it's it's unfortunate, but it's hopefully, like I said, hopefully somebody can get some positive. Somebody else in the same boat. We're in the sun a lot. We're outside always. Often not even thinking about it. Sitting in a bullpen. And used to be in KC, you're staring at the sun for 8 hours. It's a long day out there, but it takes nothing to get checked. I guess that's the biggest thing I've taken from it. It's no effort, other than showing up. And luckily I did it, and here we are. And I've been looked at in the past, and there was no issues. So it's like I said, we caught it very early, which is the best blessing of it all. And I'm able to play baseball hopefully in a week or two. Be full steam and back out there. But it's been a weird week, a lot of emotions. But yeah, so it's I think we're in a good place, and everybody here's taking great care of me too. The whole front office, coaches, everybody was whatever you need, go home, do this, do that. I was like, I'm not going to go home. This is where I want to be. So, I'm excited. Get out today and play some catch.
When you called your wife, obviously that was very difficult, but also you had I assume the relief of being able to call her.
Yes,
on the other
yeah.
day.
So they were going to leave. They were going home, and then they actually, they stayed, because it's like she was going to go home and worry, so it's like might as well be here. So we were all together, and they left Sunday. So, got to go home. My oldest, he got to go back to school, all that good stuff. So, everything is right to this point, other than it feels like somebody's kind of holding me where my stitches are, but that's part of it. So it's now I've got the itch to get back out there. I went and just sat in the bullpen for the game last night. It's like I'm here to do baseball. It's what I love. It's it's what I want to do. And so it's time to get back out and start doing everything that we came here to do versus worrying about this crap. So.
I know that with a lot of teams, the teammates are family. So how much support was it? It's
some guys. I don't know. I'm pretty reserved because I get like this at times. So I'm more. I'm just chirping people. But guys have asked and I've told them, and it's eye opening because you don't think about it. And here we are. I'm 33, getting stuff cut out of my neck. So, and then there's then staff. So many guys have had it. Like I said, we're in the sun. A lot of coaches have had stuff done, whether it's a face, an ear, or whatever it is. And so, it's very fortunate to have, the people that I had. I keep saying Dr. Goldstein, he, is what he is for a reason. He spotted it right away, didn't even hesitate. He's like, not good. Yeah. Without him doing that, who knows where we are in 6 months. So, but yeah, it's, like I said, I couldn't have been in a better place. They took great care of me. It was quick, as painless as it could be. And hopefully, I think I'm supposed to get stitches out, I think, like the end of this week, beginning of next week. And I think that's the last official, clear kind of thing. So, and the good thing is it's not my body, so it's otherwise I'm great. They told me I couldn't get my heart rate up for a few days, because there's this hole back here. But but other than that, it's now that this is over with, especially this will be the toughest part. But it's like I said, it's time to get back to doing what I'm here for and enjoying it. And I'll have the conversation with the people. I already have, friends have texted me from, it's like, hey, you haven't pitched, what's going on? And so I've warned some people, instead of just firing off a picture of my scar, it's just, hey, fair warning, but here it comes. Yeah. So I've done that to a few people, but it is what it is. And so now hopefully, if somebody sees something weird or their wife sees something weird, it's like, hey, just ask the team doctor. It's the easiest thing you can do. You don't have to go anywhere. And like I said, hopefully this is the last of it, and just make sure to do everything I can to prevent more. And it's I'm grateful. I can't say it enough. I'm just blessed to be here with the people that were here to spot it and get it taken care of.
When did you first notice it? And what did you think?
It's like sunburns growing up. You get the little freckles and this and that, and it was one that I think it had changed a little bit, maybe. And it was just in my field of vision kind of thing. You're after a shower, like you see in the mirror, and my wife had mentioned something about it too, and I was like, well, just kind of jokingly, I was like, well, just make me an appointment, I'll go. And it dawned on me while we were getting our physicals, and I thought to ask, and like I said, I didn't ever feel anything, notice anything. It was just as simple as it was a freckle that changed, I guess would be the easiest way to put it. And I guess when you're somewhat predisposed, things can happen like that. And it's one never really thought twice about it, and now, you know, it's just take a little extra 30 seconds to, you know, oh, okay, just check yourself out, you know. I mean, that's all I'm gonna have to do now, and go get checkups every couple months, I guess is what they said for the next 5 years, so.
Is it possible to describe the feeling you got when you were told the melanoma?
Yeah, it's not yeah, it's heavy. Because you don't know what that entails per se. You know, it's because all it was at the beginning was as simple as, yeah, it's there. Well, you don't know what, like where, if it's anywhere else, just one spot. You know, it's shallow, and I was fortunate it was really shallow. I caught it pretty early. I think I mentioned earlier, like the odds were, talking to the doctors, that we got it the first try. But to be certain, we had to do the second part, and you know, it's, yeah, like I said, there was no sign of anything. It was just a spot, you know, and that's what they mentioned. It was like on men particularly, it's always, you know, a spot back here that you don't see it because you're looking this way, you know, and so, you know, like, I can't say no, just fortunate, you know, headache on a year, maybe missing a lot more than a piece of skin, you know, so it's pretty crazy.
And this may be too delicate, and so just shut it down. But
You'll know.
But obviously you love your parents very much,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd assume that they're a big part of you being here today. And
Oh, yeah.
As a baseball player, I wonder if you might like to speak about
Yeah.
who they were to you.
Yeah. I can see the picture. Like at Stanford when I was at Rice, my mom had finished treatment. Things like that, you know, it's more little spots. My dad, I mean, was there for everything. Y'all can go look up my call-up story. But yeah, so that's what I have the best support system. My in-laws and my wife are special. Yeah, I wouldn't be here without my parents, but without them. I think it's the simplest way to put it. Because when I start talking, it won't work. But yeah, they, you know, they've done. My parents are with me everywhere. My brother and I were, you know, we're in a unique group, and I'm not going to say we're better for it, but you know, we've seen some things that will change you, and you know, it's just all about perspective. Ultimately, you know, it's just be happy for people. Be happy, and you know, you got to deal with what comes. You know, you don't really get a choice. You can't pick your hand. You know, the saying, we make plans and God laughs. You know, it's real. And you know, but like I said, I'm in a great spot. After this, I'm such an out of sight, out of mind guy. I'll be fine. You know, go play baseball. You know, that's what I love doing. And if I didn't do that, that's who would be upset with me. You know, it's you know, you're here, quit crying, let's go.
But it's all part of your gratitude being here. It sounds like you're.
Oh my goodness, yeah. It's yeah. We could go in depth about that. There's my dad. He's in baseball, especially in my high school and stuff. He worked with a lot of people, and you know, it's nice knowing that he left the mark he did on so many, just in baseball and pitching. He's the reason I pitch. You know, it's you know, it was tough. You know, my mom, it was 12 years ago now. In April, it'll be 12 years since she passed away. So it's you know, it's a lot. It comes in waves. You know, but it's you know, you do stuff like this, you start to think about things a little bit. But you know, it's good to let it out every now and then, and you know, you can't forget about it, but you just try not to. You think about the happy parts the most.
Mind sharing their names?
It's Tim and Shauna, SHANNA.
And
DUFFEY.
SHANNA?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
And, your brother's name?
Travis. Yeah.
Is he older?
Younger. He's a younger brother, and we've been through it, but it's obviously I can smile about it. It is what it is, but yeah, it's a weird one. It's something I'm gonna have to live with forever. Just stuff like this, I guess. So, hopefully, my grandmother's 101 though, so it's like.
That's amazing.
I got some spectrum to work with, so it's like I'm trying to err on one versus the other, but she just turned 101 in February, so it was and it's one that's like, what'd you do? What's the trick? And she's like, I don't know,
What'd she
loves
say?
lemon and eats nuts, it's like I don't know. It's incredible. I say that and they laugh and I'm like, yeah, I don't. You can't sneak anything by her either. That's the worst part.
What's her name?
Jean.
Jay?
JEANNE.
Is your mom's?
Dad.
Dad's dad?
Yeah.
I meant to ask you, what's the name, Dr.
Goldstein
Goldstein's first
was
name.
the. I don't know his first name. I'm sure. Sam.
It's Jeffrey.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
he's
not-
local, and then Carol. What's her name?
Chen.
Carol Chen.
Carol Chen.
Hyphen. His last name. That's not her full name.
Sounds like you already have a ton of perspective, but just these last couple of weeks, you talk about your love of the game and going out and playing.
Yeah.
How much did that grow over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, like I said, I went and sat in the bullpen last night. It's especially. I mean, guys have been hurt will tell you the same thing. It's just you show up to the field knowing that you're not doing anything but whatever you can that day. And with me, it was like literally don't walk too fast because your heart rate might get elevated, kind of thing, and or move and pull something out of place. And so it's I got the itch pretty quickly to get out of there. So like I said, it's been great. I've been ramping up already within the week just to stay as ready as I can. I have a tough time sitting around as it is, so it's I went out and ran around yesterday, and everything's feeling good. So the limitations are basically if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. So hopefully, play catch today. See how that goes and how we recover, I guess, and then as long as training staff's good with me going, I'm gonna go. So like I said, hopefully. By the end of this week, we should have some real, projection of everything. But like I said, today I'm itching. Sorry. Yeah, hopefully today will tell us something we can really move forward with, and just kind of leave this in the rear view and keep going.
To your man plans, God laughs thing.
Yeah.
I've heard that many times. It's pretty useful. But I'm thinking about it in the context of your off season, like what.
Oh yeah.
What you thought you were working on.
Oh yeah, it felt great. Showed up ready to go, and then it's like, hey, you're gonna get 2 weeks off where you can't do anything. It's definitely probably that was why we had the most conversation. Was honestly, I was like, can I wait like a couple months, or until like May at least, kind of get on a roster and be playing before this all happens. So, but I've always ramped up pretty quick. I don't take much to get going. I've been doing this a while, and hopefully that's the case this time again. And like I said, try and get into some games at least a couple times before camp's over, and leave a good impression on everybody, and be of use. Ultimately, it's nothing worse than just sitting and not be able to play. It's watching games as a starter is great because you're pitching in a few days, but when you're just sitting there, it wears on you a little bit. And I did it for a week. Guys have to do it for 14 months off Tommy John. It's the waiting is honestly the tougher part than anything else. It's, we want to work, we want to do things, but it's when you can't contribute to your team that's what gets you.
It's your left shoulder.
Yep, left shoulder.
I was gonna get to it.
Thanks for